Do you know anything about Phoebe's disappearance?
Stepping into Jinjin's house of hell.
Tanika, where's Phoebe?
Tanika?
I can't prepare you enough for this.
Did you really drive her to the airport?
What happened to Phoebe?
The 17-year-old share house for evidence they hope could unravel the mystery.
She told her followers online music and nature were her religion, but tonight it's those who knew Phoebe Bishop turning to a higher power, praying the missing 17-year-old is still alive.
Well, I hope they find the little girl alive, that's all I hope.
Yeah, it's not good. She's a 17-year-old girl. So it's all over Facebook. Her family must be devastated. I'd hate if that was one of my children.
The Jinjin home Phoebe shared with housemates Tanika Bromley and her partner James Wood remained a crime scene this morning.
Attended local schools and was known by family and friends as a free-spirited, strong-willed teenager with a love of music, dancing and life in the countryside. Her mother, Kylie Johnson, described her as someone who followed her own beat and marched to her own drum.
I still hold hope that Phoebe will come home, but I have to consider the possibility that she also won't. In the worst case scenario, if the worst case scenario has happened, I at least need to know where she's resting. I need to know where Phoebe is.
Silence for the first time.
Tanika, do you know anything about Phoebe's disappearance?
The last to see missing Queensland teen Phoebe Bishop, her housemates Tanika Kristen Bromley and James Wood.
Tanika, where's Phoebe?
Tanika?
Her housemates telling police they dropped Phoebe off near Bundaberg Airport around 8:30 a.m. 13 days ago on May 15th.
Did you really drive her to the airport?
What happened to Phoebe?
Police say there is no suggestion either are involved with her disappearance. Phoebe had booked flights to visit her boyfriend in WA, except she never made it inside the airport terminal. She never boarded her flight and her luggage hasn't been found.
What kind of girl was Phoebe?
She was a really relatable person to the rest of her family and a lovely young girl, and we're trying our best to try and find her.
Tanika's car, a Hyundai SUV that police believe Phoebe was in on the way to the airport, has been seized. The house where Phoebe was living, derelict and full of rubbish, declared a crime scene.
Why were there dead dogs found on your property?
And today, after combing through thick bushland since Friday, police called off a search in Goodnight Scrub National Park, more than an hour from Bundaberg. Items of interest were found, but police believe evidence was moved before the search began.
We are still treating this as a suspicious missing person. We are speaking to a number of persons and they are providing us information.
Before she vanished. The 17-year-old often posted about relationships, mental health and family.
Phoebe, we need you to come home. We need Nanny to come home. Please come home, honey Nanny.
On April 26th, Phoebe texted her auntie Kaz Johnson. Messages now revealed for the first time.
Up shit creek, but shit happens. I'm flying the out of here to see my boyfriend. If it goes to plan, I'm not coming back. I can't do shit anymore. I need to get out of this hellhole. I need to go, but chat soon.
Phoebe's aunt, Kaz Johnson, is joining us now. We've hidden her identity upon request. Kaz, Phoebe sent you those texts we just saw 4 weeks ago. How did it make you feel when you read them?
To start with, I'm like, why all of a sudden something must have happened? Why are you getting in contact now? And it was just, when looking back, like she was reaching out, and because it's been so long that I've spoken to her, and she doesn't say why she actually wanted to talk. It was just strange.
So totally out of the blue, it sounds like. Were you concerned about it or just more puzzled?
More puzzled at the start, and then when the conversations got more into it, it was like something's really happening, because Kylie would never stop talking to her kids or kick her kids out, and then all of a sudden she had to get out.
Right.
She had no one to talk to, turn to, And then he got puzzled and quite worried.
So Kylie, of course, is your sister, her mum, or Phoebe's mum.
My sister.
Phoebe seemed determined in the text, at least, to get to WA. Did you believe that she was going to do that?
When Phoebe got something in her head, she will do it. She's so determined. What I understand, that she wasn't going to come back from WA. She needed to get there. She needed to get away from everyone down here and just start fresh.
What sort of person is Phoebe? Can you tell us a bit about her?
Phoebe is loudmouth. She has to have things her way. She's really opinionated, and she doesn't beat around the bush. She says it how it is.
We understand that you and Kylie, Phoebe's mum, your sister, are currently estranged. What more can you tell us about Phoebe's life and upbringing?
Phoebe, she was always moving from Queensland to New South Wales and backwards and forwards. She was always changing schools. She had so many different stepdads in and out of her life. She never had no one that she could really speak to. And they grew up in filth. No disrespect for anyone, because I grew up in housing commission, but they lived like a typical housing commission family.
Do you think police are going to find Phoebe?
Honestly, I don't know, but I'm certain she won't be found alive. And it's
so certain, Kaz?
Just because they wouldn't say a homicide if it wasn't to do with foul play or dead or something else.
How are you coping with all this?
It's stressful because I've had PTSD, and knowing that Phoebe has been another person in our family that's been let down by the family, that's been let down by the system, and she's just another child that's fallen through the cracks. Kids need to have voices.
At age 17, Phoebe had been living away from her family with 2 older housemates in Gin Gin and was preparing for a trip to Western Australia to visit her boyfriend when she went missing on the 15th of May 2025. As the search for Phoebe Bishop intensified, police began examining her living arrangements in Gin Gin, where she had been staying with 2 older housemates, Tanika Bromley and James Wood. Investigators identified discrepancies in their accounts and noted suspicious activity surrounding the home and a grey Hyundai X35 connected to the property. For weeks, officers and volunteers combed the surrounding bushland, roads, and areas between Gin Gin and Bundaberg, following every lead. On the 5th of June 2025, authorities announced major developments. Both housemates were charged with murder and interfering with a corpse. Further investigations revealed that Phoebe had been killed soon after her disappearance, and her body had been moved multiple times before being discovered in bushland near Goodnight Scrub National Park on the 6th of June. The revelations shocked the local community, as questions arose about how a vibrant, well-loved teenager could meet such a tragic fate, and the investigation moved into the legal phase with the aim of delivering justice for Phoebe and her grieving family.
Among 6,700 hectares of remote and rugged bushland, a dreadful discovery against the odds. In the Goodnight Scrub National Park, police find human remains believed to be those of Phoebe Bishop.
We always wanted to bring Phoebe home, and we believe that this is the first step in that process.
Phoebe vanished on her way to catch a flight from Bundaberg Airport on May 15. Her housemates Tanika Bromley and James Wood are accused of murdering her and moving her body twice. It was phone data that led police here and a cadaver dog which made the find. The body wasn't buried, instead dumped among thick scrub near a trail deep in the mountain range. Police won't say what injuries Phoebe suffered and don't yet know how she was killed.
It's a difficult, complex scene.
The breakthrough was made 9 kilometres from the area originally searched. Investigators hope it'll bring closure for Phoebe's family and a shattered community. Police have conceded it was never a certainty they'd find Phoebe in this exact spot. But with clever detective work and luck on their side, their grim mission looks to have paid off. From Phoebe's mum, I didn't think my heart could break any more than it did when you went missing or when the charges were laid. But this is ripping me apart. Today, neighbours, friends and strangers dropped bouquets and bears to the Gin Gin home Phoebe once shared with the accused killers.
I met her once or twice with my son,
They went to school together.
Glad that she has been found so she can be laid at rest, at peace.
The landlord's also returning for the first time to see and smell for themselves the squalor and stench left behind by Bromley and Wood.
We started our family here and put work into the house, and it's sad to see it like it is.
He had no idea about the state of the property until the house hit the headlines.
What you see outside is what you see inside. An accumulation of junk and rubbish. No maintenance, no care.
Revealing the rental was in Bromley's name and she had never missed a payment until the house became a crime scene. Now he's determined to clean it up and get it back on the market.
It's got to all get cleaned up. It's got to be made livable again. The house isn't the reason this has all happened.
Tonight, just sheer relief that Phoebe's family might finally be able to lay her to rest, and respect for the investigators who've made it happen.
They've been putting their heart and soul into this, so to hopefully bring this home for Phoebe's family and her mum, it's given them a great deal of pride.
Police say it's likely to still be a few days yet before they can formally confirm the remains as Phoebe's. There's still forensic testing to be done and examinations to be carried out at the site of the discovery. Tomorrow there'll be a vigil held for the 17-year-old in Gin Gin, with those attending asked to wear bright colours and butterfly wings.
Developing news from Queensland now, and a third person has been charged in the investigation into the alleged murder of Phoebe Bishop. Matt Johnston joins us. Matt, what do we know?
Well, Ange, he's a 30-year-old man from Bundaberg. His name is Kieran Middlehauser, and 10 News understands he has potential links to Phoebe Bishop's housemates, Tanika Bromley and James Wood, who we, of course, know have been charged with the 17-year-old's murder. It is understood that this 30-year-old man potentially was using Phoebe Bishop's mobile phone after she died. He has now been charged with 2 counts of accessory after the fact to her murder. It will be alleged, 10 News understands, that he was potentially trying to inform police or make them think, along with Phoebe's friends, that the 17-year-old was still alive. Of course, we now know that her housemates have been charged with her murder. They are alleged to have killed her near the Bundaberg airport just minutes before she was due to arrive there for a flight to Western Australia. Her body was then found around an hour away in dense scrubland several weeks later. Now, Ange, as we go to air this afternoon, this man is in police custody. He's expected to face a magistrate in Bundaberg a little.
In the weeks following the initial arrests, the investigation into Phoebe Bishop's murder widened. Detectives continued to piece together the movements of those involved and uncover what truly happened inside that Gin Gin home. On the 2nd of July 2025, police charged a third man, 37-year-old David Stephen Hartley, with being an accessory after the fact to murder. Authorities alleged that Hartley had helped move Phoebe's body after her death and may have assisted in concealing evidence during the early days of the search. His arrest marked a turning point, confirming suspicions that more than 2 people had knowledge of what happened to the 17-year-old. Each charge brought new grief for the Bishop family, but also a renewed sense of determination that the full truth would eventually surface. As the legal process now unfolds, the small community of Gin Gin continues to heal. Candlelight vigils have been held in Bundaberg and across Queensland, where family, friends, and strangers gathered to remember a young woman whose life was cut tragically short. Her mother, Kylie Johnson, has spoken of Phoebe's bright spirit, her laughter, her independence, and her love for adventure. "She was our wildflower," she said, "beautiful, free, and unforgettable." In the soft glow of the memorial lights, Phoebe's name lingers, not as a case number or headline, but as a reminder of the light she brought to those around her. Though her story ended far too soon, her memory continues to inspire kindness, awareness, and the hope that justice, in its truest form, will one day be served. Thanks for watching.